Hi, this is Chris with Tarm Biomass. Today I'd like to show you how to replace the insert stone in your Solo Plus boiler. The instructions here will apply to the HS Tarm Solo Plus series, the 30, 40, and 60, the Scandtec Solo Plus series, 30, 40, and 60, the Solo Innova Model 30 or 50, as well as the Tarm Excel Model 2000 and 2200. What I have here is a Scandtec Solo Plus 40. The only difference between the Scandtec and the Tarm is that the Scandtec has this large insulated door on the outside of it, and the Tarm just has the loading door and the ash door exposed right out to the room. Also, the bypass damper on the Tarm comes out like this and across the front of the loading door, so that you've got to open the damper to be able to open the loading door. The insert stone is the stone that sits in the floor of the upper firebox. If we look down in there, you can see it there. It's that rectangular stone with the gaskets around it, and then there's the left stone and the right stone that support it. What happens over time is that this slot that the wood gas flows down through starts to erode, and the stone wears out. The slot will start to get bigger, especially in the back. It'll get kind of pear-shaped like that, and eventually you get to the point where lots of coals and embers start falling down through there. The air jets start to get exposed, those little tubes, and if you let it go too far, it will eat away at the left and right stone of your boiler, and that's a much more difficult and expensive replacement. So you want to replace these when you start to see that, that slot getting wider than it should be, and you're getting lots of coals and embers falling down through. So I have this mock-up of the floor here, just using parts, so it's a little easier to see what's going on instead of trying to film inside the boiler. I'm standing at the front of the boiler looking into the door. So to remove the old insert stone, you just reach your hand down in through the loading door, stick your hand down into the slot, curl your fingers around, and just lift it out. It's just sitting there. It's not cemented. It's not bolted. It's just sitting there. The old one that you're taking out will probably fall into pieces when you do that, and that's fine. Just pull out all the chunks that fall down in, get them out of the tunnel stone below, and sweep this area here as well as you can. And then it's probably not a bad idea to take a vacuum and clean this area up real well, including these air passages here, before you put the new stone in. The tricky part of this job is putting the new insert stone in place with all the gaskets in place at the same time. You kind of need three arms and your head in the firebox in order to be able to do that. So instead of attempting that, what I recommend you do is you attach the gaskets to the stone before you put it in the firebox. And you can do that using masking tape or silicone. Obviously that's going to burn off with your first fire, and that's fine. This is what the stone looks like. It's got the slot here where the wood gas comes from the upper firebox down into the tunnel below, and the air passages come from here into the side of the stone and then through these jets into the slot, so it acts like a nozzle. That's where you get that great secondary combustion happening. In order to keep that air flow where we want it and not leaking out around the perimeter of the stone, we got to put these gaskets in place. So these two long ones go on the sides like that, and then these two short ones with holes in them, you double stack them, both of them go here at the front. So that's going to be facing the door where you're dropping the stone down into. You don't need anything at the back because there's no air passages back there. Once you've got the gaskets secured to the stone, one long one on each side, and the double stack of the short gaskets with the holes, remember double stack them, at the front of the stone, you can put it in. So grab it like you did when you took it out, reach in through the door, put the leading edge, that's the front edge, down in the opening first, snug up against the holes like that, and then ease the rest of the stone down into the opening. Make sure that none of the gaskets got pressed out of the way as you were sliding the stone down in, and if they were, take it back out and redo it. It's really important that those gaskets are in the right place and not letting any air out of those passageways. Once you've got the stone in place and you've confirmed that the gaskets are as they should be, take the two wooden wedges that come with the stone and put them at the back of the stone and gently tap them into place. And what that does is it snugs the stone this direction up against these gaskets so that you get a nice tight fit. We don't need to worry about a gap back here because there's no air passages. Eventually that'll fill in with ash and everything will be airtight anyway, so that's fine. Now once you've done all that, you'd leave the wedges in place if you want. Of course they'll burn up in your first fire. With the boiler cold, turn on the fan, put your hand down in the slot, and you should feel a nice stream of air coming through those little jets on both sides of your hand, all across there. Confirm all that's good, and you're ready to light your first fire. So that's how you replace the insert stone in your Tarm Solo Plus series boiler. Again, these instructions apply to the HS Tarm and the Scandtec Solo Plus series, that's models 30, 40, and 60, to the Tarm Excel model 2000 and 2200, as well as the Tarm Solo Innova model 30 and 50. You can order the parts at the links below on our web store directly. Please be sure you're ordering for the correct boiler. There's a good description there with the links. Also, you can call us on the phone if that's easier for you, 800-782-9927. That's 800-STAY-WARM. Or, of course, you can contact your local Tarm Biomass dealer who may have the parts in stock. They can also do the work for you if you're not interested in doing the change out yourself. I hope the video was helpful. Thank you very much for watching.